Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuttavata Kamalam Sri Guru Vaishnavamsa Sirupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakam Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Govika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tatta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sude Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Viracha Paditanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo Rama Rama Hare 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 Nama Hare Nama Eva Kevalam Kalau Nastyeva Gattivanyata Jayati Jayati Namanandarupam Murare Vinamidana Jadharma Dhyana Pujadhyartam Katamapi Sakritadham Bhaktinam Prananam Yat Paramamritam Ekaram Jivanam Bhushanam Me Madhuram Madhurebhyopi Mangalebhyopi Mangalam Pavanam Pavanebhyopi Hare Namaheva Kevalam. So we are reading from Jaiva Dharma. Chapter 13, Praman, into commencement of Prameya. So, Praman, evidence, and so the different fundamental truth established by the evidence in the Vedic literatures. Amnaya prahatatvam harim iha paramam sarva saktim marasabdim tadvimram samsamsha prakitim kvalitam tatvimuktam sabhavet Veda Veda Prakasham Sakalam Api Hare Saranam Sudabhaktim Saryatat Eviti Janati Padishati Janagora Chandra Sayam Saha. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself has established this Dashamula, the Dashamula Tattva, 10 substantial truth. Amanaya Praha, so the Amanaya, the Vedic literatures, they have proclaimed that Hari is the supreme personality of Godhead. Param Sarva Shaktim is a possessor of all strength, Shakti. Rasabdim, he is the ocean of transcendental mellows. So that is established. And then explaining that Tadvimanam Shamshas, there are, of course, the expenses are there of the Lord, and then the living entities, also expenses of the Lord, and two kinds are there. Those who are engulfed in Maya, or those who are since time immemorial conditioned, and then those who since time immemorial are engaged in devotional service. And the process to become free, so that is pure devotional service. Also, Achinta Vedaveda Tattvam, explaining about the philosophy of simultaneous oneness and difference from Krishna, the Supreme Lord, and everything else. And Sadhya, the goal. So that is praying, pure love towards Krishna. So that has been established. So Brajanath, he inquired from Raghunath Das Babaji Maharaj. And Babaji Maharaj is so then explaining one verse after the other of this Dashamuni Tattva. So the first and then the second verse have been explained. So the second, which is still being discussed. So indeed, Sri Hari, to whom Brahma, Shiva, Indra and other devatas continuously offer pranam, is the only supreme absolute truth. Nirvishesh Brahma, that is devoid of Shakti, Sri Hari's bodily effulgence. Mahavishnu has created the universe and was entered into it as the indwelling super soul of all. Simply its partial manifestation. It is that Sri Hari alone, the very form of transcendental reality, Chitsarup, whose complexion is the color of a freshly formed thundercloud, with Sri Radha Vallabh, the beloved of Sri Radha. So here in this verse it is established that Krishna alone is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Supreme Absolute Truth. And all the demigods are offering prayers to Him. And so, and Advaya Tattva, the non-dual Absolute Truth, is established in three: Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavaniti, Shabdati. Vadanti tat tattva vidas tat, Vadanti tat tattva vidas tattvayam. Also famous verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. So the seers of the Absolute Truth. So they have mentioned that the Absolute Truth, Tadvayam, Advayam, is non-dual, it means it is beyond the duality of this material world. Brahmeti, and it is distinguished as Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavaniti, Shabdati. So, the effulgence which is coming, which is known as Brahma Jyotis, is coming or is the emanation of Krishna's transcendental form, the Brahmajyoti, Prakash, the light. And then Paramatma or Mahavishnu is mentioned here as the super soul of all the universes and of all the living entities in his expanded form as Kshirodaksha Vishnu. But ultimately Krishna is the one absolute truth, the origin of everything. So Brajanath is asking about Krishna Lila. And he's asking why Krishna Lila is not directly, distinctly described throughout the Vedas. Babaji is answering that Krishna's pastimes are described here and there. Sometimes directly and sometimes they are described indirectly. So Brajanath is further asking, Babaji Mahashaya, there is no doubt that Bhagavan Sri Hari is Paratattva. But what is the position of the devatas such as Brahma, Shiva, Indra, Surya and Ganesh? Please be merciful and explain this to me. Many Brahmanas worship Mahadeva as the highest Brahmatattva. I took birth in one such Brahmana family. So I've been hearing and saying this from my birth until now. I want to know the actual truth. So many Brahmanas and specifically Mayavadis also they are doing Panchopasana, worshipping 5 personalities as mentioned here, Brahma, Shiva, Indra, Surya and Ganesh. Sometimes others are explained or worshipped. Brahma, Shiva, and then Vishnu, and then Surya, and sometimes Durga also. So that is so different. Brahmanas are there, or different worshippers of the of the impersonal Brahman, and have different understandings. So those who are Mayavadis, they sometimes worship these 5 personalities here, or as described, as stepping stones to achieve the absolute truth, the impersonal aspect of the absolute truth. So Brajanath was born in a Brahmana family, and so they accepted Mahadeva as the supreme absolute truth. So but coming in contact with the Vaishnavas, especially Babaji Maharaj, and so he came to know about the position of Krishna as the supreme absolute truth. But because he was brought up in a certain way, so he wanted to find out more. So Babaji is explaining, I shall presently describe to you the respective qualities of the ordinary living entities, the worshipable devatas and devis, and of Sri Bhagavan. Through the gradation of their respective qualities, you can easily understand the truth regarding the supreme object of worship. So, I am Neta Suram Yanga Sarva Sallakshananditaha Ruchirat Stelja Yukto Balyan Vayasanvitaha. These are the qualities of Sri Krishna, the supreme hero, So Krishna is a supreme hero. Sometimes explained as the only hero. First, so the qualities are explained. How many qualities are there of Krishna? Huh? What?
I don't know.
You don't know? You mentioned something, you're always spelling something. 64?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's unlimited qualities.
But if it's
But
unlimited, how
64?
it's 64?
Yeah. There's unlimited, but 64 as mentioned, which are prominent. So here it is explained. First of all, he is endowed with delightful, charming bodily limbs. Suramyanga. Endowed with all auspicious characteristics. Sad Lakshananvita. 3. Beautiful. 4. Radiant. Ruchira, so beautiful or Tejas, radiant. Strong, Balyan. Eternally youthful, Vayas Anvitaha. Vivida Adabhuta Bhashavit Satyavakya Priyam Vadaha. Bhavaduka Supanditya Bodhinam Pradibhanvitaha. Conversant with many kinds of astonishing languages. So Krishna knows so many languages. He knows all the languages. How many you know?
2.
2, Hacha. You know more? 4. Okay, good. You, how many languages, Priya? 2. English and Hindi. Okay, good.
How many do you have?
Me?
English, German, Italian,
French,
Hindi,
German,
5.
English,
Mm.
Hindi.
Mm.
This I know very well. And a little Bengali, little Italian, a little bit, a little Spanish.
Well, then okay, I know a little bit of Spanish as well. A bit of Ukrainian.
Russian? Yeah. Okay. You're from Russia, right?
Thailand
Thailand?
language?
No.
No.
Okay, anyhow, so Krishna knows more. He can even, he can speak to the dogs and the birds. And he understands them. Satyavak, truthful. So devotee is also Satyavak, speaking the truth. Priyam Vada, speaking very sweetly. Eloquent, intelligent. Panditya, so learned. Buddhiman, yeah. So, and resourceful. Vigdagdas chatarodaksha kritagya sudrida vrataha. Desha kala supatrogya shasta chakshu suchirvachi. Expert in relishing mellows. 15. Clever, chatur. Daksha, expert. Grateful, kritagya.
Grateful for what?
Grateful for what?
Well,
Yeah. I was very grateful. You worship him a little bit, and then he's reciprocating very nicely, and he never lets you down. But sometimes it looks like he's letting us down, right? So, yeah. So devotee is also known as Kritagya, grateful. But, of course, not everyone. But just like the pure devotees or the advanced devotees also manifesting these qualities as mentioned here to some extent. So the devotees are also grateful, they also Satyavak, and so to some extent they have all these qualities. Deshikalas Patragya is knowing or is astute judge of time, place and circumstances. Sudrira Vrataha, very firm in his vows. Shastra Chakshus is seer through the eyes of Shastra. Saying Krishna himself. So in this world he is trying as much as possible act according to Shastra, is knowledgeable. He's giving, so he spoke Bhagavad Gita also. Trikalagya, he knows past, present and future. So the pure devotees also, to some extent, they know past, present and future. Pure, Suchi, Vashi, self-control. Stiradattakshava Shilo Gambiro Dritiman Samaha Vadanya Dharmika Sura Karuno Manya Mannakrit. Steer, so it's fixed, steadfast. Forbearing. Haribol. Shama, forgiving. Inscrutable. Gambir, so grave, sober. Dritiman, equiposed. Sama. Vadanya, very munificent, merciful. Dharmika, virtuous. Sura, chivalrous. Karuna, compassionate. Manya Manakrit, respectful to others. Dakshino Vinaya Hriman Saranagada Palakaha Sukhi Bhakta Sri Prema Vasya Sarvasubhan Karaha. Amiable, so it's very kind. Modest, shy, protector of the surrendered souls. Happy, the well-wisher of bhaktas, of his bhaktas. Controlled by prema vasya. So the benefactor of all. Sarva Shubham Karaha. Pratapik Kritimam Rakta Loka Sadhu Samashraya Nadi Guna Manohari Sarva Raja Samriddiman. 42. The tormentor of his enemies. Famous, beloved by all, partial to the side of the sadhus. So his equiposed is at the same time partial to the saintly persons who are fully devoted to him. The enchanter of a woman's minds, all worshipable, all opulent. Varyanishwarastheti gunas tasyanukirtitaha samudaiva panchachad durviga hare rami. Superior to all, the controller. These 50 qualities are present in Bhagavan Sri Hari to an unlimited degree, like the unfathomable ocean. So he has all qualities to the highest extent.
I don't wanna.
And then they are present, but they are present to a minor degree in the jivas, whereas they are fully represented in Purushottam Bhagavan. Another 5 of Krishna's qualities are present in Brahma, Shiva and other devatas. And of course in pure devotees also, but not in ordinary jivas. So these are, so up to now 50 were explained. So they also mentioned, where they are mentioned, in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Sada Sarupa Samprapta Sarvagyonitya Nutanaha Satchidananda Sandranga Sarvasiri Nisevitaha is always situated in the Swarup Siddha. So also the demigods, they are highly elevated jivas and situated on the spiritual platform. But even they sometimes they become bewildered by the external energy in this material world. So similarly, the pure devotees or the advanced devotees, they are situated in the self, Swarup, Sit Swarup. But in the beginning stage of Uttam Avastha, the highest platform of devotional service, so even they can sometimes become bewildered. He's omniscient. So similarly, demigods, of course, they are not completely omniscient, but to some extent they are. And similarly, the pure devotees, because they are surrendered to Krishna, so then Krishna is giving them knowledge from within the heart. He's ever fresh and new, Nitya Nutana. Is the concentrated form of existence, knowledge and bliss. Is served by all mystic opulences. So different cities are there, 8 main cities are there. Anima, Manima, Lagu, Lagima and so on. Can become smaller than the smallest, bigger than the biggest, become very light or very heavy. Able to control others also. So different cities are there. Which some yogis also attain. And then, so the 8 main cities, yoga cities, and 10 secondary cities. These 55 qualities are partially present in the devatas. And then it is mentioned, Adochante Guna Panchaye Lakshmis Adi Vartinaha Avichinta Mahashakti Koti Brahmanda Vigraha Avataravali Bijam Atarigati Dayakaha Atmarama Ganakarshit Ami Krishna Kilad Putaha. Lakshmipati Narayan has an additional 5 qualities. 56. He possesses inconceivable potencies. 57. Innumerable universes are situated within his body. Is the original cause or seed of all the avatars. He was Gati, a high destination to those whom he kills. And 60. He can attract even those who are Atmaram, satisfied within the self. So these qualities are there, of course, in Mahavishnu, who is expanded form of Mahashankarshan. But ultimately the original cause of all is Brajenananda Shyamasundar. These additional 5 qualities are not present in Brahma, or Shiva, but they are wonderfully present in Sri Krishna in their most complete form. Besides these 60 qualities, Sri Krishna himself has 4 extra qualities. So these are well known. Sarva Adbhut Chamatkar Leela Kaulala Varidihi Atulya Madhurya Prema Mantita Priya Mandalaha Trijagan Manasakarshi Murli Kala Kujitaha Asamordva Rupashri Vismapita Characharaha. So what does it have? The 4 qualities? Prem Roop, Venu Madhurya, Leela Madhurya, not Sakya. Venu, Leela Madhurya, Prem Madhurya. One more. Rupa Madhurya, most beautiful. So Vishnu is beautiful, Narayana is beautiful, Ramchandra is beautiful. But Krishna's beauty, asamordva, Rupa. Asaman, unparalleled, Urdhva, the most exalted, unparalleled beauty is there, Rupa Sri. So he's most beautiful, Krishna in Braj. And his beauty is ever increasing. So he's always beautiful, but when he's with the gopis, especially Radharani, he becomes more beautiful. And the loving exchange. So Radharani is most beautiful. And when they're together, so that will increase their beauty. So when Krishna is with the Gopas, he's beautiful. When he is with Maria Yashoda, he's beautiful. But when he's with Radharani, he's more beautiful because of her beauty, because of her love. So he becomes more beautiful. And so his pastime, chamatkar, astonishing pastimes are there. So this is a book by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Chamatkar Chandrika, showing the wonderful, astonishing qualities of Krishna, Krishna's pastimes. Sarva Adbhut, Adbhut Leela, wonderful, astonishing pastimes of wonderful, astonishing Krishna, Adbhut Krishna. So there 4 pastimes are described. You must have heard. Krishna in the box. You remember the story?
Yes.
Krishna in the box.
Krishna in the box. Yeah? Krishna and Gobar. And what else? Krishna disguised as a woman. And one more is there. So you don't know Krishna in the box? You know Krishna in the box? You know Krishna in the box? You know? You don't know Krishna in the box?
Krishna disguised as women?
Yeah, many times he's disguised as a woman. Malini. As
Yes, a gardener.
yeah, female.
A female gardener.
Yeah. So because sometimes Krishna does something which Radharani doesn't like. And especially when he goes to see Chandravali. So Radharani does not like that. So that, but that is increasing the loving sentiments of the divine couple, and first of all through Srimati Radharani becoming angry because Krishna is not coming on time to the Abhisar, to the rendezvous. So he's coming late, and not only is late, but he went to see Chandravali first. So he becomes angry. Or sometimes even, so there's transcendental mistake there. And so he's telling Radharani or calling her, Chandravali, oh, you're so beautiful. So Chandravali means also a series of moon, like we see the full moon, for example. But if you have a few full moons, so that looks very beautiful. Of course, that is not possible, but expression is there. So he's addressing Radharani in this way, but she becomes very angry because she's thinking that Krishna is seeing Radharani or addressing seeing Chandravali and addressing her. So she becomes angry. And then Krishna has to break her transcendental anger man. So then they're disguised as a female Mali gardener, selling garlands, like in front of our temple. Only the Malis are there, not Malini. Is coming disguised as a Nari, as a woman, and saying, oh, look at beautiful garlands here. And then he's giving her also one garland. And of course then as he's coming very close, she's understanding that this is actually my beloved Shama Sundar. And then her man is breaking. So if he did something little which is wrong, then her anger is little also. But if he has done something very wrong, then the anger of Radharani is very strong and difficult to break. So one time Maria Yashoda, so she was putting some beautiful new saris, cloth in a box and some jewelry. And then Krishna comes and asks, Maya, my dear mother, what are you doing here? For whom is this big trunk box? And she's saying, this is for Srimati Radharani, because she's coming every day to cook the breakfast in our house. And so actually Maria Yashoda, she wanted to, so in the past time in this world, to arrange for the marriage of Srimati Radharani with Krishna. So therefore one time she also put some haldi in the hand of Srimati Radharani. So in this way, indicating that she would like Srimati Radharani to be her daughter-in-law. But of course, she was very young at this time. Krishna was also still young. So she was a little transcendently embarrassed. And so she didn't want to go back home with the hand like this, colored. So she went to the next pond nearby and she was washing her hands. So the haldi went there and made the water in the pond yellow. That is still known today as pili poker. Poker means a pond, pili means yellow. So the box is almost full. Okay, I have to get one more thing and then I will call to Abhimanyu. So Abhimanyu is the so-called husband of Srimati Radharani, the pastime in this world. So as she is going out of the room, Krishna is calling two of his friends who are outside. Come in quickly. Here, take all this cloth and the jewelry, the ornaments. And you will go and bring that to Srimati Radharani. So that time she was in Jabat. And what I will do, I'll jump in the box and you close the box. So they did so, and then Maria Yashoda came, and so she had called for Abhimanyu, the so-called husband, and told him, here, take this box. This is for Srimati Radharani. And tell her that this is from my side, and tell her that that she should enjoy the contents of this trunk, of this box, to her fullest extent. So meaning the saris and the jewelry. So Bhimani was carrying, it was a little heavy trunk, but because it was a gift for Radharani, so he put it on his head, and because he was happy and he knew she will be happy, so then he was carrying that as it was not so heavy. And usually you can see if you are blissful, or if you are in a good mood, then everything becomes more easy and light. Whereas if one is angry or disturbed, then things become difficult and heavy. So he's carrying the box, going to the room of Srimati Radharani and knocking on the door, and she's opening, and he's telling her, look here, this box is for you, this trunk is for you, that Maria Yashoda she has sent, and she told that she should enjoy the contents of this, the content of this box to your fullest extent. So she was very happy. Radharani and her friends were there, Lalita, Vishaka and so on. And of course, they could guess that inside this box there are many beautiful clothes and jewelry. So they were all waiting for Radharani to open it, and then she's slowly opening the box, and then Krishna comes there, stands up, and Hari Bol. And then of course he's laughing, and Radharani is laughing, the gopis are laughing. And then a little while after, so the two friends, they came also with the cloth and the jewelry. So she got a double gift, some nice cloth and jewelry, and then Krishna himself. So that is one pastime, Krishna in the box. So chamatkar, adbhut chamatkar, wonderful, astonishing pastimes of Krishna. So he can do, so he's performing these wonderful pastimes. Just like a magician. So magician, he can also do chamatkar. You have ever seen magician? You have seen? You have seen magician? Magician, you have seen? And it's called Jadugar. So they make some tricks, and everyone, wow. So Krishna is the greatest magician. So he's the greatest of in everything. So he's also, as explained about the siddhis. So yogis, they have siddhis. So Krishna is so it's known as Mahayogi, also the greatest yogi, Yogeshwar, Mahayogi, Mahatyagi, most renounced. So usually man is attracted to woman, woman is attracted to man. And then, so difficult to become free from that attraction. And so but Krishna is surrounded by millions of gopis, but then he's leaving all of them. Of course, so that is, in his form as the Supreme Lord, is most renounced also. He's most beautiful, he's most strong, Saraishwarya Purna, most knowledgeable, most famous, most rich, and most renounced. But in the past time, then Krishna is just a simple gop and is controlled by the gopis, by Maria Yashoda, becoming almost like a puppet in the hands of the gopis of Radharani. So that is Adbhut Krishna, Chamatkar. So and wonderful pastimes with his devotees. And then Tri Jagat Manasa Akarshi Murli Kala Kujitaha. So he's expert at playing the flute, attracting the mind of everyone. Manas, Akarshi, of the three worlds, when Krishna is playing the flute in Braj. So then, of course, different notes are there. And so different ways of playing. Sometimes he's playing and then attracting the cows and the calves, playing little different ways, attracting the gopas or Maria Yashoda, and then playing the fifth note. So that is attracting the gopis, and so when he's playing, everyone is attracted to him, and everyone is listening very carefully to the beautiful sound, Venunad, of the flute. Changing the nature of specific, of different objects. Those char become achar, those who can walk, they become stunt. The birds are sitting on the trees and simply listening when Krishna plays the flute. Otherwise, they fly here and there, and always the birds, they're talking, making some sound. In the morning, you can hear if you get up early morning, of course. So, very, very, very early, if one is rising very early, then everyone is asleep, and the birds also. But as soon as it becomes little light, before sunrise, becomes little light, and then you hear first of all the birds. And then other animals also there, the dogs and the hogs and the cats or whatever. And of course the human beings. So the sadhus, they get up very early, when everyone is sleeping and quiet, so they can do their bhajan. Householders, they get up a little later. Which time you get up?
Late.
Late, okay.
What time? I'm also interested.
Taking rest late and getting up late.
Really?
Yeah. Anyway, don't worry, not too late. Okay. Okay, so anyhow, so wonderful pastimes are there. It's like a vast ocean of teeming with waves of the most astonishing and wonderful leelas. So the leelas are just like waves in the ocean, coming and going. Is adorned with incomparable madhurya prem, And thus his auspiciousness is personified for his beloved bhaktas, who also have unparalleled prema for him. He attracts the three worlds with the marvelous vibration of his murli flute. So even Krishna is playing the flute. So sometimes the demigods, they also become attracted, they also hear. But very rare that those in the low planets also hear. But on this planet, so they may hear especially. So when Krishna was present, and so the Brijabasis, they could hear Krishna play the flute. Every day he's playing the flute. Most astonishing, most beautiful. And he has different flutes. Small one, Venu, Vamsi, medium size, Murli, bigger size. So three categories, but actually he has more flutes. You can see even the flute players in India who have the bamboo flute, usually they have a kind of bag where they keep so many flutes, 10, 12 flutes. And the resplendent Rupa, beauty, of his transcendental form is unparalleled, asamordva, charming and astonishing to all moving and non-moving entities in the three worlds. So in Braj, everyone is attracted to Krishna. So in Braj, so they have transcendental form in the spirit realm. The trees also, they are Satchidananda Swarup, they are attracted to Krishna. The hills also. So when Krishna is walking on the hill, so then the gopis, the hills, they become also overwhelmed. Oh, Krishna is stepping on my head, is walking on me, and then so they're melting also. And so therefore in some places you can see Krishna's footprints are there in the hill, Charan Pahari. Because they become ecstatic and they melt, and then so Krishna's feet are going in the ground. And then he's walking away some other place and the imprints are there. So Lila premna priyadekyam madhurya venu rupayoho itya sadaranam proktam govindasya chuchustayam. So this is just again one verse explaining these four qualities. See, Krishna's 64 qualities and symptoms have been described, including Lila Madhurya, Prema Madhurya, Venu Madhurya, and Rupa Madhurya. Rupa Madhurya. These are four extraordinary qualities that he alone possesses. So Vishnu is there in the spiritual world, Narayan, Ramchandra Bhagavan. So they're beautiful and powerful, and they perform pastimes with their devotees, and so with their associates. But Krishna's beauty is unparalleled. And the loving exchange with his devotees in Braj, with his associates, is most wonderful. And very intimate. Whereas in Vaikuntha, Aishwarya Bhav is there. Aishwarya Yukt Prem is there. So pure love is there, but so their love is somewhat restricted because of their knowledge and understanding that Vishnu is the Supreme Lord and we are his insignificant servants. But there's pure love, but it is Aishwarya Yog Prem. So it is imbued with some own reverence. Vishnu, Ram, that is Supreme Lord, from my pranam. And they cannot embrace Vishnu or Ramchandra Bhagavan. But in Braj, so the exchange is most wonderful. And Krishna is, although he is Atmaram, and so he's always situated in his self or taking pleasure in the self. So it's Purna Purushottam is a complete original Supreme Personality of Godhead. And is self-satisfied. At the same time, so in Vaikuntha, so that knowledge is there. And the devotees are worshipping or adoring the Lord with some feelings of and understanding of the opulence of the greatness of the Lord. So therefore it is complete but not completely complete. So it is complete, more complete and most complete. In Vaikuntha, Vishnu and the love towards Vishnu is complete. In Dwarka and Mathura, Dwarka is also complete, and Mathura more complete, and Braj most complete. And so Vishnu, he has 4 arms. Well, 2 more than Krishna. So, but Krishna is more powerful than Vishnu. And, well, so his expanded form of Krishna is there in Dwarka. So also indicating that everything is included in Krishna. So mostly in Dwarka he has 2 arms also. But sometimes he's manifesting 2 more arms to show everyone, hey, I'm the Supreme Lord. What is he holding in his 4 arms, 4 hands? Dwarkadesh or Vishnu?
Vishnu.
Vishnu, what is he holding in the 4 hands?
Chakra.
Chakra?
Shank.
Shank?
Gada.
What?
Gada.
Padma?
And Gada.
Horn.
And Gada. Okay.
Question.
Question?
Where it is specifically said that Krishna is more powerful than Vishnu?
What is it said?
Specifically, where it is.
Well, it is right here. But there is somebody to see you. What more do you want? Very clear. And different places also it is there. So Jiva Goswami also is explaining more elaborately in the Sandarbhas. It's explaining the position of Krishna in Braj. And so it's quoting from many scriptures. So establishing that Krishna is the original Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna and Braj. And so Krishna Dwarka is his expanded form. So sometimes having 4 arms, but he's not superior than Krishna. So what to speak of Vishnu? So Krishna is most powerful, although he's there as a gop. Kishoravasta, Navayovana, fresh youth, 15, 16 years old, but all powerful. By the way, when he was 7 years old, he lifted a big hill, Govardhan hill, with a little finger of the left hand. The 64 qualities are fully and eternally manifest in Sri Krishna, who is the embodiment of Satchidananda. The last 4 qualities are present only in Sri Krishna's Swarup and not in any of his other pastime forms. So, his beauty is there and his wonderful exchange with his devotees. And then, so his pastimes are most wonderful in Braj. And then he's playing the flute. So Vishnu is not playing the flute, Dwarkadish is not playing the flute. Of course, they have the Shankha Chakra, Gada Padma. Is a beautiful, he has a conch shell. So blowing the conch, which is also beautiful, but no comparison with the flute. And is a club. And transcendental wheel, Sudarshan Chakra. So Krishna is famous as Murlidhar, Vamsidhar, Venudhar. So he's holding the flute. And he's a peacock feather in his crown or turban or in his hair. So he's famous for this. And so he's most powerful. Although he's only 16 years old. And he doesn't need so many weapons to kill the demons also. And so he left to go down a hill, a huge hill with a little finger of his left hand. So his qualities are asamordva, unparalleled. So the last 4 qualities are present only in Sri Krishna's Swarup, and not in any of his other pastime forms. Apart from these 4 qualities, the remaining 60 qualities are brilliantly situated in their complete and fully conscious state in Sri Narayan, who is the embodiment of transcendence. Setting aside the last 5 of these 60 qualities, the remaining 55 are present to some extent in Shiva, Brahma and other devatas, and the first 50 qualities are present to a very limited degree in all jivas. The devatas as Shiva, Brahma, Surya, Ganesha and Indra are endowed with Bhagavan's partial qualities in order to run the affairs of the material universe. They have received a special measure of Bhagavan's opulences to do this, so they are considered one type of special incarnation. So the demigods are empowered representatives of the Lord. So, but they are inferiors than the expanded forms of Krishna, Vishnu Tattva. Brahma, Surya, Ganesha and Indra, they are Jiva Tattva, infinitesimal parcels of Krishna. And Shiva is in between the Jiva Tattva and Vishnu Tattva, special personality. The inherent and constitutional nature of all these devatas is that they are Bhagavan's servants. And many jivas have obtained Bhagavad Bhakti through their mercy. So they are Krishna's servants also, the Lord's servants. And so Shiva is Guru in his Sampradaya, Brahma in our Sampradaya. Surya Dev also gave knowledge to others, even sometimes Indra, but not much. He's busy in the heavenly planets and then he's enjoying too much. Sometimes forgetting to serve Krishna, forgetting that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. He becomes bewildered. But the others, they are more absorbed. And so there's a Rudra Sampradaya, so Shiva is the Acharya there. There's the Brahma Madhava Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. Since they are so much more qualified than other jivas, they are also considered to be among the worshipable deities of the jivas, depending on the jiva's qualification and level of consciousness. So many are worshipping the demigods, and because they are not able to fully understand that Krishna is the absolute truth and that they are part and parcels of Krishna. They may know that they are spirit soul, but they don't know to where they belong, where they should go, what they should do exactly. So they're worshipping the demigods. And so the demigods are merciful. Many times the Shiva Bhaktas, they become Krishna Bhaktas. Yatha Vaishnavam Shambhu, because he's the greatest Vaishnav. Shambhu, Shiva, and he's giving knowledge. He's Hari Guru in his Sampradaya, the original Guru after Krishna. And he's giving instructions and knowledge to so many devotees, so many practicing devotees, sadhakas. So, performing their puja is therefore considered a secondary limb of the rules and regulations of Bhagavad Bhakti. They are always worshipped as the gurus of the jivas, for they mercifully bestow upon them one-pointed Krishna Bhakti. Mahadev, the Ishvara of all the devas, is so complete in Bhagavad Bhakti that is perceived as not different from Bhagavad Tattva. So it's not different from Vishnu Tattva, but it's different also. This is the reason that the Mayavadis worship him as their supreme Brahma Tattva. So Mayavadis sometimes they worship Shiva.
Can you please repeat? Why do you think that Mahadeva is the supreme lord? Can you repeat it? You just said it. You said Mayavadis think that.
What Mayavadis are?
Think that he is. That's why Mayavadis think that he is the supreme Mahadeva.
Yeah.
Why?
So it is some of the Mayavadis.
Yeah, but
It is mentioned here. This is the reason that the Mayavadis worship him as the supreme Brahma Tattva. Because Mahadev is the Ishvara of all the devas. Therefore is known as Maheshwar also. Mahadev Maheshwar. Yogeshwar is great yogi also, great controller. So he's known as Mahadev Maheshwar or Yogeshwar because he's the greatest of all the devatas, the greatest yogi. So he's a controller, great controller. He's superior than any of the demigods, superior than the Brahma also. So that is the reason. So then, therefore many they are worshipping Mahadev in this world, so many. Even there are more Shiva Bhaktas than Krishna Bhaktas.
Because he is also the reason for
The reason for
creation.
is the reason for the creation.
Like he
The ultimate reason?
ultimate reason is
No,
Krishna.
right, yeah, it's Krishna.
Yeah, ultimate reason is Krishna. But,
Yeah. And the
but-
secondary is Vishnu.
yeah, Mahavishnu, then glance.
And then comes Lord Shambhu
Yeah,
and
Shambhu
Durga.
comes with Rama Devi.
Yeah,
And
the
then,
hello.
and then he activates time
Yeah,
and the modes of material nature.
yeah.
And one more thing in
Karma.
Pradhan.
Karma.
Karma.
But
Yeah,
they don't
karma.
know.
And then
But
activating
then
that.
Brahma comes and then he's
Then Mahatattva and then Brahma and then the modes of.
yeah,
the
the
schools
Brahma is
they don't
coming
know.
and then he's the secondary or creator.
Yes.
The
Brahma is
original
coming
creator.
later, no?
What?
Brahma is coming later.
In Mehtab, like in
Yeah,
Mehtab.
of course, but still.
Yes. First,
Krishna is the original
yeah,
creator.
Krishna, then Mahavishnu.
Yeah, but that is not even mentioned because they are just expansion. He's
No, Mahavishnu
expansion.
just glancing
Yeah,
towards
he's
Pranam.
only glancing. He's not doing much.
Desire.
And only unlimited universes are coming from his body.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. He's not doing much, right? But wow, unlimited universes coming from his body. And we can hardly measure the one universe.
Yes.
Now he's so tiny and he's so big, can you imagine?
Yep.
Huge universes coming from his body.
Yeah.
And we are so small, tiny, embodied beings on this planet Earth. And we are in the smallest universe.
But
So don't think you're special.
no,
Because our Brahma is the smallest.
we are tiny, Gurudev, but
We are
one thing is
tiny.
bigger.
What is bigger?
Ego.
Ego.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, you're right.
Back in that.
Prabhuji,
Yeah.
maybe there is one-headed Brahma also
What?
exists.
No, it's only four. The smallest has 4 heads.
Smallest, our Brahma is smallest.
He's the smallest, but he has 4 heads.
Okay.
And you only have 1 head.
That is also difficult to control.
Yeah. Okay, so thus ends the 13th chapter. So that was just introduction. So the first 2 verses. The introductory verse is there. You know the verse? Dashamula Tattva?
Amnaya Prahara
Tattvam
Tattvam.
Haribriha Paramam Sarvashakti Prasabdam Tadbindam Samsta Jivan Prakriti Kavalitanta Vimuktam Sya Veda Ved Prakasham Sakalam Api Hare Sadhanam
Saranam.
Shuddha Bhakti Preeti Evati Upadeshati
Priti Evati. Sadhya Priti.
Sadhya Preeti Upadeshati some word and then
Evati. Janan Gora Chandra
Swayam.
Swayam. Okay, good.
I learned once, but then
But you forgot
I
it.
didn't
Yeah.
revise. She is
Huh?
revising
She's revising.
every week.
Yeah,
So
every week. Huh?
Trying.
Good, yeah. And she's very nicely pronouncing, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, Sadhu Sadhu, yeah, clapping the hands. Good.
Keep
Yeah,
that way.
okay. Yeah.
I learned that.
Okay, yeah.
I inspired her to.
You inspired
Don't
her?
take any credit. Don't take any credit.
You inspire her to learn?
No, like,
Yes, or what?
no, you did.
Yeah, I did, yeah, right.
But like I still, like.
But you're pushing her, okay, learn the verse.
Yes.
But you yourself are not doing it.
I learned once, I'm not doing
Yeah.
revision. This is the problem.
Okay, yeah. Okay, you learned it once, that's good. Okay. Yeah. If you don't revise, then you forget that it's
Yes.
true. Yeah.
Especially these kind of verses
Yeah,
where there is
really
no
long.
meter.
Well, there's a meter.
There's a meter,
There's a
but I
proper
just
meter,
don't
but
know it.
the
Yeah.
meter is very long.
Yes, it's not able to follow.
All these verses, they have a proper meter,
Mm.
but this one is very long. So the long ones are difficult,
Yes.
Yeah.
and the short one are easy. Which is the shortest one? What is the name?
Shortest. Bhagavad Gita verse is
Yeah,
also-
Bhagavad Gita was Anustup. Anustup.
Anustup.
Yeah. Sarva dharman parijajya mamekam sharanam vraja aham tam sarvata devyo mokshayishami ma sucha. Easy one. Huh? Priya, you know? Sarva dharman parijajya. You don't know the full? Okay, you're learning. Good. Okay, next time you should know. Wednesday, we have the next class. So in 2 days, you have time to learn, okay? And you? You know? You know the verse? Sarvadharman parijajya?
Yeah, I know.
You know, so you recite?
सर्वधर्मान् परित्यज्य मामेकं शरणं व्रज अहं त्वं सर्वे पापेभ्यो मोक्ष्यामि मा शुचः.
Okay. Okay.
What?
You're Bhakti Shastri, yeah.
Yes, there you go.
Twice?
Huh?
Twice? You did twice,
Yes.
right?
Twice you did Bhakti Shastri.
Yes, I did right. Bhakti Shastri.
Okay. Okay. And so you still know the verses?
No, I'm
Oh no,
reciting.
okay. Yeah, you just
Someone
chant.
is not giving me books.
Yeah. You're just chanting Hare Krishna, right? And you're happy.
Yes, I'm chanting a lot. That's
Yeah, good. And you're happy, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
Let's be
Okay.
honest.
Okay. You're trying to be happy. And sometimes happy, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.